All right, everybody, welcome to today's stream. Just making sure the webcam is all right. Can everybody hear me? I hope so. Everybody with me? Hey there, guys. It's Wednesday. It's bootcamp time. I'll just wait a few minutes to get awesome. I'll just wait a few minutes to get the last viewers joining, and then we'll get started. While we wait, open up Blender, and okay, good. It looks everybody can hear me. Awesome. Open up Blender and take a screenshot or whatever of this reference or whatever you choose to find, because today we're going to be sculpting our very own Stitch, because there's a new Lilo and Stitch live action movie coming out, so why not? It's a perfect timing. He's pretty simple shapes, but he's still has some things that require some detailing, which is kind of cool, and he's super cute, right? Even when he's mad, he's adorable. So yeah, download it. You can just you know, cut it out, get it as a image file while we wait. Let's get some music. There we go. Awesome. I've been excited for this. I love sculpting. It's super fun. It's very forgiving. For those of you who are new, usually I ask people to raise a hand if they've been here before, or give it a little blue smiley face if you're new. So write in the chat just so I can see how many are recurrent viewers, how many are new. Björn asks, what's the best way to Google a picture with all sides on it? It has a name, I believe. Yeah, I searched for reference, Stitch all angles, Stitch profile, perspective, etc., and hopefully something shows up. Okay, we have some new people. Welcome, guys. It's totally fine to be a beginner. I'd rather know it, because then I know to maybe slow down a little bit so everybody can follow along. Usually I do it this way, that I show the basics of what we need to learn, and then I kind of go from there, and we just figure it out along. And if it's going too fast, write in the chat. I'll be looking all the time. If there's something you missed, write in the chat. If there's something that's confusing or you want to know more about, or you have some tips, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to help. I'm here to help you guys learn this, not to make... It's not gonna be the best sculpt ever. So... Alright, Sophia, sculpting in ZBrush, never done in Blender. So we'll see how it goes. Yes, for sure. It's alright. I love ZBrush a lot myself. It feels better, but I feel like Blender has a pretty decent sculpting software. Alright, Björn, you joined when Rasmus was here. Nice. Great. That was an Unreal. Now it's just Blender, because ZBrush Core Mini has been removed. It's no longer free, at least. So we'll have to stick with something that everybody can join in on. Hey there, Ryan. Okay, yeah, so as I said, my name is Oliver. I am a third semester student here at CADA. And yeah, I know the basics of some 3D. Usually we work in Maya and ZBrush and other stuff. So if I have some hotkeys that are a little bit out of sync, it's because I usually don't work in Blender. But it's a pretty decent software, and it can do a lot of things. So it's pretty crazy since it's free, right? Yeah, and if there's anything you want to know about me, or the school, or the bootcamp, anything, just ask me. I will be happy to answer. All right, I think we are about ready to get started. So open up Blender. First, you will see this thing if you haven't been here before. This here is my screencast keys. It basically just shows what I'm clicking, so you guys can follow along if it's going a bit too fast. So I click G, you see it here. I click 1, you see it there, etc., etc., right? So first we need to know how to navigate. And in order to do that, you hold middle mouse button, and then you rotate around the object you're focused on. If you hold shift and middle mouse, you pan around with a lock view. And if you scroll, you zoom in. All right. You can also click control and middle mouse drag and you zoom in as well. So that's the basics, right? Oh, beyond the pixels, that I will 100% guess you are Simon or something. It's one of my classmates. I'm pretty sure. Cannot imagine anyone else. Or maybe Victor. Okay, so now we know how to navigate. We need to know how to add and remove things. Because we want to create stuff, right? So let's get rid of this. You just click it. And you click delete or X. And let's add it again. So Shift A to add something. You go under mesh and you choose whatever you want. I'll just choose a cube here. And it's back. All right, and it's spawning at this locator, this little thingy. I can move over here. This is a 3D cursor. This is where everything will spawn. So if I make a new cube, it will spawn over here. And how I move it is by holding shift and right clicking. I'll tell again when we need to use it. But it's pretty nifty if you want to spawn things at a different location than the center of the world. Okay, so I'm not going to show too much more right here because we're not going to do any modeling. We are just going to be sculpting. So we want to get into that as fast as possible. So first, let us set up a reference so we can sculpt. So Shift A, image and reference. And then you get the reference that you downloaded or you took a screenshot of. So I got my Stitch reference. And there it is. All right. And it's totally skewed. It just matches the way you're looking. So in order to fix that, I will go to rotation X. I'll set that to 90. Y to 0. And this to 90. Let's try that. Maybe it's minus 90. Maybe it's... Well, I can always just rotate it like this as well. So it's 180. Okay. It can maybe be different for you. You just want it to face, you know, this way. And then I want to move it a bit back. And I move it by clicking G. And then it is along the Y-axis. That's a green one. So you click Y and you move it back a bit. All right, and I'm going to get rid of this actually. So next up, I'm going to click 3. No, I'm going to click 1 actually. To get in the orthographic view, that just means it's a flat plane you're looking at. And then I want to move the middle guy into the middle. So something around there. And I want to make sure it's a bit above the x-axis. There we go. Cool. Now, I want this from multiple angles because we have a front view and we have a side view and we want to use both. Okay. So I'm going to click Shift D and right click to leave it in place. I'm going to click G and Y to move it. R, Z, 90. No, actually not. Should work. No, I'll just set this to 90 instead. And then I'm gonna move that back a bit along the GX. And then I'm gonna put this thing in the middle. So I'm gonna click 3, G and Z, G and Y, Boom. And we got a reference. All right. So we got this thing here and this thing here. Great. Hope everybody's with me so far. Let me know if it goes too fast. Like, I know if you're a bit stressed and it's going too fast and you don't want to spend time writing, it's better to do that, and I'll explain it again and you can pick it back up instead of you getting totally lost, because then it's just going to be frustrating and you're going to quit, and yeah, it's all a horror, right? So take your time to write it and I'll get to you ASAP. Okay, we are now ready to spawn the mesh we want to use, and then we want to sculpt. So let's go into the orthographic view on 1, and then we look at Stitch here, and let's start with the body actually, because that's the easiest right now because he has teeth and stuff. So his body, this part here looks a lot like a sphere. So I'm gonna make a UV sphere. I'm gonna click S to scale, and I'm gonna drag it down so it matches somewhat the shape here. I'm gonna click Alt Z. That's this thing up here. You wanna click this so you can see through the mesh here, okay? Oh. Because now I can see the thing behind. So that's the X-ray. Alt Z was the hotkey here. I'm gonna scale a bit. I just wanted to match, like, mostly as best as I can here, right? And that's gonna be it for now. Okay. Next up, we need to make this mesh a bit denser, because it's not it doesn't have a lot of polygons. I can show you how many. Click up here, click statistics. It has 512 faces, and that is not a lot when you're doing sculpting. You can easily go up to like millions. Be careful though, it can crash your Blender very quickly if you go too crazy. But if we click the wrench here, add modifier, generate, and subdivision surface, or you click Control 1, you will subdivide it. And if you click here, you can see it adds a lot of divisions. And I think first I'm just gonna do 1. I'm gonna click the arrow here and click apply. And it's a bit heavier. Not too crazy, but I just wanted to so I can actually manipulate the mesh a bit more. So we're ready to sculpt. Let's do it. Go into this up here and click sculpt mode. And it should look somewhat like this, unless you have a different version. There might not be brushes down here. Maybe they're only up here. It doesn't matter too much. You can drag it out if you want to see more. You can click down here to see the names. Change the sizes if it's too small or too big. Doesn't really matter. It's up to you. And you're basically ready. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using a pen and a tablet, because it's a lot easier when you have your wrist to help you. A couple hours, do you do sculpting only? Today we're only doing sculpting. Well, 90% of what we're doing is sculpting. We're gonna model a tiny bit, and maybe we'll add some color to it, but yeah, it's sculpting today. Next time it's gonna be animation, and then we're gonna start over with modeling and texturing. So, sculpting today. And I was saying, I'm using this pen. It's a lot easier to move around, and I can just use this to rotate. So this button here is my middle mouse, and the other one is I'm actually not going to use that, but that's the right click, I think. Yeah, it is. All right. So let me show you how it works. You move around the same way, and I usually use this called clay stripes. If I then draw, you'll see that it gets pulled out. It doesn't add any mesh. It's still the same amount of vertices and faces, but it will pull the mesh. So what you want to do when you do sculpting most of the time is you want to use symmetry, because otherwise it's going to be a pain to work with. So up here you can see on the horizon here we have the x-axis. So if I click this, you'll see the little blue dot on both sides, and it's gonna paint on both sides. Ah, very smart. And we have a bunch of brushes. Don't get overwhelmed. We're not using a lot of them. I usually only use, I don't know, 4 or 5 in total. And I'm not gonna show them all. I'm just gonna do one at a time when I need to use it, okay? So if you click G in sculpt mode, it will not grab, but it will get the grab brush, which is this one, which pulls out the mesh. Okay, basically a move tool, right? In order to increase the radius and the strength of your brush, a radius is the size of it, strength is how much it will affect it. You can hold F to change the radius. You can see it's a lot higher now, and you move a lot more. And if you hold Shift F, you will increase or decrease the strength. So it has a less or more fall off. So, what do we do from here? Well, we want this to have the same what's called shape as his body, and then we're gonna add the arms and legs after. So I quickly forgot one thing. We have 2 reference images. So I'm just gonna click free, and I'm gonna see what it looks like from the other side. Oh, it's gonna be... It's not gonna be free. Oh, I'm just gonna move this to the other side. Because otherwise I see it backwards. So if I click free now, yes, it's in front. And I'm gonna move this guy here. Great. So we want this to match a reference. You can do it without reference, but it's gonna be super difficult to get the shapes right. But now we can just follow this and we'll get it somewhat right, and then we can fine tune it ourselves. So let me click 1. Let me go into sculpt mode. Let me click G and make my brush smaller with F. Make sure you have symmetry on. And this time I want it to be an X. Mirror option is up here. You see this little butterfly thingy? And then you can click whatever axis you have. So let's say I was on, it looked like this. Then I want the Y to be the mirror option I use. Let's say I click this, you can see it appears on the other side, right? But right now I want to work on the X-axis, huh? I'm just gonna click. One second. Click 1. Okay. Hope that helps. So I would use it on, well, Stitch is like basically 100% symmetrical until you get to this thing and the ears, right? So I would use it for everything except for the ears. And maybe I'll still use it for the ears in the start, and then you add the details in the end, because it's so much easier to work with. Okay, time to sculpt. Let's move this up. And we want to be able to see what is behind so we can actually work with it. So again, you want to use Alt-Z. If it doesn't work, though, you can just click up here. And then we can start moving this in. So I don't want it to match the legs too much, just around here, and then I'm gonna add the legs later. So this is fine. I'm gonna pull this up. I'm gonna double check it's not too skewed, which it is. So if it does like this, either you have to make a bigger brush, or you can use symmetry on the Y-axis too. I'm just gonna Control C this. Wow, how much did I use? Oh well. Just gonna put it back down a bit. I'm gonna use Y. No? Why has it gone that far actually? It's so weird. Oh well. Messed up. Luckily we're not that far, so we can just make a new one. It's not that bad. So I'll just do this, objects, ear part later. Does it matter if you added the ear part later, even if it has lower counts of words? I'm not quite sure I understand what you mean. It doesn't really matter how many vertices it has when you add it. Not too much, at least. So we'll just do one thing at a time, and you'll get there eventually. Okay, I'm just doing the thing over again because I messed it up. It's gonna take a few seconds. Good. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it here. Great. Okay, I'm gonna go back into. Okay, I'm just gonna make sure that exactly the same level. This looks like it needs to be a bit higher. Like this. Great. Sculpt mode. Oh, I have to click on the sphere. Okay, we're back. And I'm gonna make sure I turn on symmetry on all sides, and then it's gonna be much more even. So I'm gonna pull here, I'm gonna make it a bit smaller with F. Push this in, move this up. Try to match his shoulders. No, you don't have to make anything align. They're gonna merge later, so that's not an issue. Great, and I'm gonna do the front. Yeah, Francesca asked what the shortcut for smooth is. I can tell you, but don't use it yet, because it doesn't make any sense to use it now. To smooth a mesh, you hold shift, and it's gonna smooth it out. But you can see right now it's just gonna ruin what we made. So I'm gonna show it later, Francie. Right now we just want to get a general shape, right? Smooth is shift. You hold that, and it will smooth it. But don't use it yet. It's not a good idea. Oh, I forgot to make this. Apply this. Boom. Okay, and as you can see, I've removed the symmetry on the Y because the back and the neck, the back and the chest are not the same. I just want the height to go all the way. So now I'm only working symmetry on the sides. And I'm ignoring the arms completely. I'm just trying to get the belly and the rest correct. And I think I can just pull the tail out here as well. I think so. Maybe. Maybe it's better to make that later, but yeah, I think that's better to make it later. Because it's gonna be... I don't want symmetry on this, actually. I regret my decision. Great. And as with modeling, it's very much about trial and error, right? I want to see what works, and sometimes it looks crazy bad, and sometimes it looks really good. Great, like this, like this. Okay, something like this. Just gonna move it up. Again, it doesn't matter that it's not perfect right now. We just want to get the shapes going. Great, that's the body. Let's move on. Now we want the legs and the arms, okay? So I'm gonna go back into object mode. I'm gonna click 1. And I think I'm just gonna add some cylinders. I think that's gonna be the simplest shape. So a cylinder, I'm gonna scale it down. Move it. Something like this. I'm gonna go to 3. I'm gonna move it in front. There we go. I'm gonna rotate it a bit. It's not the best reference, sadly, but it's gonna have to do for now. Okay, I see the problem here. Minus 90. I need to move it the other way. There we go. That's better. Is it? It's the same. Oh, I fucked it up actually. Rotate. There we go. There is snake hook. Francesca asks if there is something called snake hook. And And there's. I'm not gonna show it because it's gonna be too much, I think, for now. At least right now. It doesn't make sense to show it right now. I want to stick with the basics a little more. Okay. See this cylinder here, right there. Okay, and you just want to do one side with this, by the way. Oh, that's annoying. It's the wrong way around. I want this to look this way. It doesn't work, does it? Well, it does. Oh, okay. Then I need to take this. I need to rotate around the set. 180. There we go. Okay. Just messing around with it. Just want the reference to be as precise as possible here. That's gonna make it a lot easier. There we go. Okay. And then I'm gonna just take the cylinder. I'm gonna shift D and R to rotate. I'm gonna move it here. No, actually, I'm not gonna do that. I regret my decision. Take the cylinder. I go into edit mode. Click free. And click this. Okay. Go back into free on the orthographic view. And then I'm gonna click Control E. Just E, sorry. E to extrude. G to grab. R to rotate. And I think I'm gonna click 2. Alt click here. And rotate a bit. I'm gonna move this down here. Alt click this on 2. And something like this. Don't worry, that is not very pretty. We just want it to be somewhat the right shape. And I can see that it's supposed to go inwards. So I'm gonna click here. G and X. And I'm gonna click R. And rotate it. So it's, I'm gonna rotate R. Oh. Gonna rotate along the something like that. So this is kind of modeling thing. Again, it doesn't matter that it's not super thick right now. We can always increase that later. Just want the shape to be somewhat right. And I want this thing. Gonna rotate. Scale. All right. So just moved this around so it matches. It's gonna look super ugly now, but we're gonna sculpt it later. I just want the general shape of it. And I think for the feet, I'm just gonna click E to extrude again. Gonna click free, go into the X-ray mode here, and I will just scale it a bit. I think something like this. There's probably a lot of better ways to do it, but this is just one way. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do this. So I go into edit mode again. I click Control R. I'm gonna add a loop cut here. So just click Control R, left click, and left click anywhere I want it. I'm gonna alt click this. And I'm gonna scale this down. And then I'm gonna alt click this to select the whole thing. I'm gonna scale this up. That's better. Okay, there we go. And then we're gonna make the toes later. Yeah, but I don't have to think about the smoothness right now because I just do this and it's gonna be smooth, right? And then I'm gonna match these together actually. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna click these two, and we're gonna go into sculpt mode, and we're gonna do the remesh thing. It reminds a lot of ZBrush's Z remesher. It's basically the same thing. What it does, it melts these two together. I don't know if I missed a step, but we'll just try. Oh, before we do that, actually, I'll go back into object mode. I will go to the wrench here, add modifier, add a mirror modifier, and I will use the mirror object on this, so we have both, and then I will apply it. And now I will go to sculpt mode. Wait, I will select all of it first. Go to sculpt mode, remesh, and here you have to be careful. The lower the voxel size, the denser the mesh. If you go too crazy, you will crash instantly. So be careful here. So let's just, everybody save first. Go to file, save as, stitch, sculpt. Okay. If you saved, you can go to remesh, and let's start with 0.05. Let's see what that does. And you can see it went crazy up in vertices, but that's super cool. And it looks really weird now, but this is where we can use our smooth tool. Let me just see if it works. Yeah. So hold shift and move over the area, and it should smooth it out. There is one problem. These two should be one, which they are not. So I missed a step. I thought so. Okay. So the reason it didn't work is because these are still two separate objects. So we want to click Control J when you click them both. And now you can see the one object. I'll call this stitch. Now, if I go into sculpt mode, remesh 0.05, remesh. Yeah, there you go. You can see now they're together. So if I hold shift now, see, there we go. And now we can draw on it if we want. So go to play. That's way too big. Just do this. All right. Now we can start smoothing it out. And you can maybe spend some more time with the modeling to make the shape a lot cleaner. But I rather just teach you guys some sculpting. All right, and what we want to do now is basically we want this to look as much as this is possible. So if we go back to our numpad 1. Yeah, you have to remesh them after you join them in order for it to work, right? Okay, we'll go to G for grab, and then I'll just move all this up. You can see now, Alt Z to get this. Now I can move this up here. Oh, I forgot something. Big mistake. When I go out of sculpt mode, it automatically deactivates the symmetry. So it did not symmetrize. I could fix this by mirroring it later, but I would rather just do the whole thing again. Let me just control so you can't do that. Alright, okay, remember to double check if mirror is on. There's a way we can fix this. I think I'll just do one side then, and then we'll figure it out. So, you can still make it work, don't worry. So I'll just move this up. Move this here. Shift to smooth. G to grab. Something like this, right? Alt Z to see through. And then click free to go to the other side. Now, of course, we can't see the good, like, because of this abomination here. But we can definitely see that this should not look like this. And this should not be this flat. So we will just draw on it. And this is the best way. Play stripes. And this is here, the reference might be hard to follow, but you can just wing it from there. So it looks more like a leg, right? If you want to do the opposite of what a brush does, that means this pulls out, right? If you hold Alt, is it Alt? Is it Control? Yeah, Control. Then you will draw inwards, okay? So you can use that to, let's say I want this knee to be a bit flatter. I'll just draw inwards, right? And then I'll smooth it after. You see? Great. Okay. This is looking very chunky. So in retrospect, I would have spent some more time on making this more rounded and nice for sure. Because it's very hard to, it's not hard, it just takes a lot of time to get it to look nice if the first shape is not super good. So spend your time on the modeling. And then, yeah, stitch is like a big, that's actually a pretty accurate way of saying it. Yeah, but make sure you do the groundwork first, and then you sculpt, just so you don't have to spend too much time on the sculpting. Okay. So I would actually like to work in symmetry, it's just nicer. So what I do with something that's not symmetrized, I will go to the front view. I will go into edit mode. Oh, it's very dense. Actually, no, wait. I will first go into sculpt mode. I will remesh it to 0.1. When you join them together, you also have to remesh them with this. That's why it's not working. So join them and then remesh them. I think I have to go to 1, actually, maybe. Nope, not 1. 0.5. No, 0.3. So what I'm doing now is I just want it to be low poly enough so I can actually select one side. Like this. Delete it. The reason I want to do that is I then want to symmetrize it. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to, on the stitch, click the wrench, add modifier, and generate a mirror. And it is doing it on the right way, it's just not doing it on the right side. So just oh, I know why. It is because objects at origin to geometry. I will set origin to 3D cursor. And there we go. And then I will say let me see here. I'll make it merge to go crazy here. And boom, our mesh is now symmetrized again. Okay. And we can go back into sculpt mode. And I'll just remesh this back to 0.05. Boom. Oh. Did I fuck it up earlier? Oh, I know why. It's because the mirror mode, I need to and to apply the mirror modifier. Sculpt mode. Remesh. There we go. Great. And I do think this is a bit too flat because I use symmetry. I will remember to turn it on this time. And I think I'll just ever so slightly draw in the middle here. There you go. Just to give him a tiny bit belly instead of it being too. And then I'll smooth in and out. And like this, I will tell you more things I'm doing, but from here it's like there's not too many tricks. You just need to figure out which tools do I want to use for which situations, right? So see, now I'm using the mirror tool to try and get it. And you don't have to go too crazy with the details now. We just want the shape to look somewhat nice. And the feet here, I want it to go more in, so I will use the clay. I'll make it smaller. I'll draw inwards here. These angles are kind of thinner, right, in his feet. Something like that. Smooth it. Smooth it, smooth it. And here you can use something called the crease brush. It's it like pulls in around area, creates a crease basically, right? That could be a thing right here at the angle. And that's something you have to figure out. Is it what works best for you? Because a brush is not magical. It's about how you use it, right? So if you just love one brush, just stick to that and do good work with that. Okay, I think I want to do some toes now. It's going to be a bit challenging, so I think the easiest for me here is to... Because I can't really have the reference that well. I could, but it's not going to be very nice. So I think I'm just going to make 4 sausages really fast. Shift A, add a sphere, scale it down. And I'm going to scale along the Y, like this. My smooth is not really a brush, but a line. It's a brush, it's a line. I don't really get what you mean. Like this move down here. Where is it actually? The smooth is this one. So if you hold shift, it will automatically use this, or you can just click this and it should work. Oh well, I'm gonna make some toes. I'm gonna scale them down a bit. I'm gonna G. Just gonna try to hit where they should be. Doesn't have to be perfect. He has 4 toes. Okay. So G, X, Shift D, rotate. There we go. Shift D, grab X, R Z, Shift D, G, Y, X, sorry, T, Y, R, Z, rotate. Something like this, I guess. They're a bit big, so I think I'll move them in a slightly bit. And the shape is obviously not very nice right now. So I think I'm gonna fix that first. Maybe I'll just do that. What to do here? No, screw it. We'll go crazy. I'm gonna join these. Control J. Oh, Control J. I'm gonna add a modifier. The mirror. I'm gonna use this as the mirror object. I will apply the modifier. And I'm gonna Control J the whole thing. Go to sculpt mode and remesh. And now it is one whole foot. And make sure symmetry is turned on, and then you just go crazy. Shift S. Oh, okay, yeah, don't do Shift S. That's probably a bad idea. Okay, now I want to make these toes. And I think first I just want to make it look like they actually go in with the rest of the foot here. And I think I'm gonna add some thickness down here. Little pillow. We're gonna cut it later, so it's gonna be more flat. This part here. Do this. I'm gonna flatten them out a bit. Yeah, if the smooth brush is too strong, you can click smooth here, and you can lower the strength down to like 300 maybe. That'd be nice. Alright, Jackie. Your little bag got caught off guard with the adding with the legs. I did combine the legs and the torso together, but the legs are blue for some reason. It stays that way as a remesh too. Are they blue? Oh, damn. I have no idea what they're blue. Oh, I know actually. It's because you accidentally made a face set. So if you go to face set and you mask. Yeah, in sculpt mode, try first clearing mask. Try this first. Afterwards, go to face sets and save first, and then try some of these things like extract face sets, or if you have other options since you have face sets, see if that can remove them, because it sounds like that is what it is. I think expand. Maybe you have a like delete face sets option, but that is why. I'm 90% sure it's something like that. Perfect. Good to hear it. Nice. If it's not blue anymore, I think it's fine. Or I'll just keep drawing this in, smoothing out a bit, so we get the toes to feel like they belong. There we go. Oh. Okay. It's not the best, but it's fine. It's whatever. Just want to be somewhat. He at least has some toes now, right? I think I want to use the crease, maybe? Yep. That's one. It's kind of chubby feet he has. I think I would like to maybe push them in a bit, because it's a bit much, right? And also want to smoothen out the edge here. Like this. I think you can, if you think they're too straight, you can use this flatten brush. Or maybe you can just use the same brush, clay, and you can just hold control and you can push it in a bit. Like this. Just to make it a bit more rounded. Yeah, I think that's the best decision. And then you smooth after. This is way too much as well. G to move, F. Just gonna make his feet a bit smaller. I'm trying to join the main body with the toes, but Shift J isn't doing anything. Okay, so first of all, make sure you're in object mode. Make sure that you don't have a modifier on. So check your modifiers. If you have any, apply them. Then click the toes and the body and Control J. And then you should only have, except for these things up here, you should only have one object. Tell me if that is working. Hopefully it is. If not, let me know. I'll see if I can find another solution. I fucked up this too. I'm moving it around. Oh yeah, you don't want to move it too much around. It can easily be messed up a lot. Ah, damn it. Okay, this is as far as I'll go. I will not try to make them perfect. We want to go a bit further. Okay, so now we have the legs. We have some resemblance of a toe. They could be a lot better. Let's quickly add some arms, and then let's do the fun thing. That's the face. So, going back to object mode, Shift A to make a... I'm gonna do a UV sphere. I'm gonna scale it. G. You know what? No. I'm actually going to show you guys something else. I'm going to show you something called box modeling, which is a thing as well. It's not exactly box modeling, but if I have a cube and I click Control Free, it's going to subdivide it, right? And actually make it almost like a sphere. Then what you can do is in edit mode, click a tab, go here, click free for faces, and you click this one here. Then you click free on the numpad, so you can see where you are. And then you can, let me see. Wait, okay, first I'm gonna rotate this a bit. And this axis, so there we go. And then I can just click E to extrude. Extrude it outwards. And we have something that looks like an arm. I can take the whole thing and rotate it a bit as well. I'm gonna rotate it. I'm gonna rotate it this way. This, because the arms go a bit out. And rotate it down a bit this way. Rotate here. Scale it out a bit. And then we will click E and G and rotate this a bit. And we actually have close to an arm, right? You can click this and scale this in a bit if you want, but I think this, if you just want the shape, so I think this is kind of fine. It looks a bit close. Aha. And then I think I want to make a new cube here. Shift A, cube, scale it, Control Free, G to move, and then I want to scale this pretty flat. I'll scale it up a bit. And I want to rotate it this way. Something like that. Boom. And then we're gonna add the fingers after. So let's just take these two, Control J, apply subdivision, generate a mirror, mirror the middle object here, apply that, Control J to the body, and we're good to go. Is there a way in Blender to do like blob, but inward? I don't know what sculpting on Modbox is, but a blob is an actual brush called blob. I think so at least. Yeah, it's the first one here. And then if you hold Control, it should do the same the other way. Is that what you mean? This is a blob, at least, in this case. Well, we joined everything. Now we want to remesh it. So, remesh. And boom, they're stuck together. Now we want draw bit. Not too big though. Oh, great. Good to hear it. Oh. Just gonna make this go together as a shoulder here. And this is way easier with the pen, I would say. Like it's excruciating to do this with the mouse, for me at least. But I'm also used to it now, I guess. So maybe it's not too bad if you guys do it. But I would recommend, if you like sculpting, to get a mouse. It is just, you know, it's just so much better. To get a tablet, sorry, to get a mouse. It just makes it very nice and smooth to work with. Okay, he has a bit of shoulders going up here. We can go to our view, alt set. Oh, I'm actually going too crazy on the shoulders here, you can see. So this is why we have reference, so we don't go too far off. We just double check I didn't move everything. I did not. So I'll just move this back a bit. Should move everything. There we go. And some of it is of course due to it being what's it called? It's from a different views, right? So having a what's it called? A reference is not, you know, gonna save everything, but it's gonna give you something to keep referring back to. It's a reference, so it makes sense. Why is it so ugly up here? This is actually why you don't want to have too dense mesh too soon, because I keep changing the shape a bit, but I have 215,000 vertices, so it makes it very hard to work with here. So if I remesh this to 0.1, I will go down to 50. It should be a lot easier for me to work with, actually. Because the higher the poly count, the harder the mesh is to work with. But the nicer your details are gonna be as well. So you wanna increase the density of the mesh when you get closer with the general shape, and then you go crazy. Yeah, this looks a bit weird, doesn't it? It looks a bit weird. I'm just gonna make the brush big enough, I think. Great. Okay. Now the arms. He has some shoulders on him. His forearms are pretty big. So let's see what we do here. Just gonna do like this. And I'm gonna use the crease here. Oh. Crease. You can also just draw inwards, right? But it's kind of cool. Not gonna lie, right, Francie? Okay. So this marks the area. He has a weird shape, right? Just gonna not go too crazy. Make it a tiny bit buffer, I think is the word I will use. Might go a bit off the reference, but I don't care. I wanna try something. I'm in my zone right now, if you guys couldn't tell. There we go, there we go. Question about being a student in CADA. I have personal experience at school, but I don't provide you the lunch. So I wonder what you and us usually do for lunch. Yeah, that's a good question. Most people, we have a school close to Netto, so a lot of people just go to Netto and buy food from there. I sometimes make eggs in the microwave or something like that too. But yeah, you bring from home usually if you don't go buy it from Netto. Well, actually, I want to use a new brush here. So there's one called Inflate. I think it's just I. Yeah. And you can use that to just make an area a bit bigger. Like this. If you want him to have like this figure forearms or big figure shoulders and arms here. It's not the best arms I've made, not gonna lie, but it's getting somewhere. Okay, next up is the wrist here. So I will just G. I'm gonna squash these two together a bit because it's a bit much for this. And this bit down here. And then I'm gonna do this. Gonna make them look like they actually belong together. Like this. And sculpting is so chill. You can just keep working on it, right? There's no rush. You can just take your time. Make it look as nice as possible. Or you can move on and see how much more you can do, right? Now we're gonna have some fingers. Really quick. So back into object mode. Shift A. I am gonna make some more sausages, I think. So this time I will again do the box. And I will go click free. I'll extrude it. And I'll extrude it again because then I want to scale this end like this because Stitch's fingers go out like that. And I should have done that with the toes too. So that looks a bit better. It's of course not supposed to look that how to say it, flat, but I'll just fix that with the sculpting. Okay, I'm gonna shift D, I'm gonna move it, I'm gonna shift D, I'm gonna move it, I'm gonna rotate this guy a bit, I'm gonna shift D and move it and rotate a bit. Oh, and this is gonna be his thumb actually. It's gonna be a bit bigger. I'm gonna rotate it all the way here. Rotate G. That was a bit much. Rotate. And I'm gonna move these guys a bit left here. Something like that. And they're gonna be bent slightly bit. G, oh. Rotate. Same with this. Okay, gonna do the same trick. First join all these, Control J, apply the modifier, generate a mirror, mirror it across this guy, apply the mirror, Control J, and sculpt mode. And then we're gonna remesh it, 0.05. What's up? What's cringe? I know what the word is, but which part of what was cringe? I'm not following. Should I just leave it? There's references. I'm very confused what you're writing, Frilling. Can you elaborate? Alright, I'm gonna... So a trick here, because the grab tool can be a bit tricky to use sometimes. So if you just click here, it's gonna pull it like sideways or downwards. If you hold Control while you drag, it's gonna drag exactly out from the normals of what you're pulling, so you can drag exactly inwards or outwards, like this. It's a bit better. And then I think I'm gonna smoothen these guys out a bit. There we go. Build up a bit. And it's not enough geometry, so I'm gonna make it a tiny bit bigger. So 0.03 bigger. I'm gonna make it a bit denser. Now it's 600,000. That should do it. And it's lagging. Okay, Control S to save. Remember, it's very important. Okay, almost done with these. Then we're gonna do a face and we're gonna be done. In simple it was. Okay, a lot of banter. Jeez, guys, relax. Yeah, this is looking like a chubby little hand, but I sadly do not have the time to make it a bit better right now. I think if we add the claws, it's gonna make it look a lot bigger, and I think if we pull them down a bit, the fingers, you know, like down a bit like this. I think this might help a bit, so it's not like as straight. Maybe that will give it a bit of a nicer look. Okay, I think that helped a bit. I can also pull it up a bit here. Look at my reference. The fingers are going a bit more straight into the hand. Like this. I'm smoothing it. Okay, done with that. They definitely need some nails and something, but it's later. Now we're gonna do the fun part. We are gonna go with the neck. Sorry, the head. Sorry. So go to front view, go into object mode, Shift A, UV sphere, Move this in the middle, and that's gonna be our head right there. Gonna click Shift 3 to make it a bit more dense. Gonna make sure it sits correctly, sideways. Like this. And I'm gonna carve this out in a minute. Great. So I'm gonna Control J. I will sculpt mode and I will remesh. But I'll go to 0.5 first. Remesh. Great. Oh, I should have done something else first. I forgot to apply the modifier. There we go. Control J. Sculpt mode. Remesh. Oh, no, it's 0.3. Damn it. Please don't crash. It didn't. Good. I'm gonna go 0.6 just to make it a bit less heavy. See what it does. That's better. Okay. So now I will make the head match somewhat. Make a big brush. Oh. And I will then move it in ever so slightly here. Make sure you're still in symmetry, of course. And then we're gonna move this head here, in here. I'm gonna see if I can just pull it out and pull this in. Don't think that's how it's gonna be, but we'll try. Move this out. Out there, move this down a bit. Move the nose in a bit. It's gonna look horrible from that angle, I can already tell you. But that's okay for now. We just want the general shape. There we go. That's actually not too bad. This looks super hilarious though, but that's totally fine. So let's start with the nose. That's supposed to go out, but it's not supposed to go out like this. So I will then go my clay stripes, make it very small. Just gonna carve into it a bit. Something like this. It's already better. Go. And this is, maybe I should have made this a bit different, but I think it's gonna be fine. Gonna move this out a bit. I'm gonna draw here. Not that big. I'm gonna increase my smooth brushes strength again, so it works a bit better. Yeah. There we go. Make sure these two sit together and looks nice and coherent. The reason it's lagging now is because it's 900,000 vertices. It's a bit much. Would not recommend working with that much right now, but it is what it is. I don't want to change it right now. So I'm going to use the inflate here because it's gonna, yeah, see, making it a bit chubbier. It's a tiny bit smoothing out. Okay. I got the references from online, and then I linked them in the start of the stream. The references, and then you can just load it yourself if you want to. I'll use the blob thing and see what that does. Well, that's working pretty good. Use this one. It's too much. Okay, so if your mesh is origin point very far out, you want to go to object mode. Oh, not edit mode. Object mode, and you want to go to object, and you want to set origin and origin show geometry, and that should, if you have undone anything you did before you noticed it wasn't symmetrized, it should then symmetrize it again. You see minus in the middle here. So make sure it's symmetrized, object, set origin, origin show geometry, and that should fix it. Good question. Well, it depends. You just don't want to go too high poly, but Blender cannot take as high poly count as ZBrush can, that's for sure. It is a lot weaker program in terms of that, that's for sure. Whereas ZBrush, it's just crazy, right? It's really, it can work with a lot of polygons without losing. Like 50 million is not a problem in ZBrush. It's kind of crazy. And Blender, when you go above 1 million, you start to feel it. Depending on your computer settings and how strong your computer is, but like most people don't have a supercomputer available. Oh. I don't like the settings of this clay straps. They're really big, the movement of it. No, I do not need that high mesh. I just don't want. I'm just too lazy to change it. I should. Since I'm still working with the shape and not the details, I should work with like 200,000 max, probably less. I can actually change it now. So if it's too heavy, just 0.1, change it, remesh, and it's gonna change to 87,000. And now it's gonna be way easier to work with. See, it's a lot smoother in the program. And I recommend you do the same, of course. I'm just like opening his mouth a bit, you know, carving in. And see how well the symmetry works right now. It's a lot easier to sculpt with this. Smoothing out. And oh. And I need to fix, he's not supposed to look like he's crying. So just gonna move this up, and I'm gonna move this down. And here you could use the crease maybe? No? No. Facebook Blender is a native free program. Control R for remeshing. Okay, cool. Nice. Thank you. That's nice to know. So, Frelling says you can Control R to remesh. It's a nice hotkey. Makes it a lot faster. If you just want to remesh it super quick. There we go. I think it's about to be where I want it. And then I want this to be more flat. And there are some tools that can do, you can just do it manually, but there are probably tools where you can make it like super crisp. I don't know them in Blender because I usually use ZBrush, but doing it by hand is not too bad either. I can see. And then I'm gonna use the blob thing to just make some tiny nostrils here. G to grab, move the nose out so it's a bit more round, not as pointy. Nice. Oh. Maybe inflate instead. Okay, it's a bit too big now. There we go. And now you just need some teeth and some eyes, and you can draw the eyes. You can add some mesh. You can carve them in, like very, very, very slightly. You can do like an eye, like this. I think just painting them would be the best. And the teeth, I would literally just, you know, make some, I think, a cube maybe. Something like this. Scale it. Oh, is his mouth off? No, my symmetry wasn't working perfectly. Am I blind? It looks off. Oh, well, that gives him some more charisma, I guess. One. No, this actually looks nice. Y90. It's not too bad. Use this scale. Okay, great. Gotta put this here. Shift and make it a bit bigger. And then I'm gonna add a modifier, generate, mirror along this guy. Something like that. And this. I think they're too big actually. Oh. Like this. Shifty. Yeah, you can keep just one tooth like a baby, that's true. Could be fun. GX. Something like this, I think. Something like this. I'm gonna stop it there, just so it don't go too crazy. And then I'm just gonna apply and apply. And I think I wanna shift D. Gonna rotate. Oh wait, I'll first set origin geometry. Rotate along Y. 90, 180. GY. There we go. Shift D. I'm just winging it a bit now. Shift D. Object, set geometry. Rotate Y. 180. GY. Gonna move them out here. I can also just, you know, Shift D. And move them along the X. Just do this as well. That's probably easier. Something like this. Shift D, grab Y, grab X, grab Y, grab X. There. Nice. And then as a final thing, I just really want to add the nails, just so it doesn't look like this. So I'm just gonna add a cone, scale it down. I click this, I'm gonna scale this down a lot, rotate, G, something like that. Oh. And it's lagging. Oh no, I forgot to save. Cross your fingers, guys. Don't let it crash. I misclicked. Oh, we made it. Control S, save. Damn it. Okay. Now I'm just gonna quickly make some nails. I'm gonna shift D. And remember, I only need to make one side and then I'll just mirror it, right? Copy and select next finger. Right. Oh, okay. Move its vertices. Yeah, but the problem is that this is the snapping point. So I would need to move that as well. Could do that. I think this is okay. Sometimes working harder than smarter is just better, right? They're very sharp, but it's okay. Something like this. Cool. And I'm gonna do this real quick. G here. And then I think I'm gonna super quickly paint on his face. I would like to make these a bit nicer, you know, but today there's just not any more time. So these are gonna be the toes we get. Even though they're a bit pointy. Very deadly toes. Nails, sorry. There we go. Almost done. If you lose all the detail on your hand, it's because you're remeshing it too low. So your remesh settings need to be higher. That's probably why you use the detail. So here in sculpt mode, set it to lower than 0.1. Set it to 0.05 maybe, and it should not lose detail. Hopefully. Let me know if that helps, Björn. Should help. All these cones. Oh. Control J. Move this. Generate a mirror. Mirror it across this one. Boom. And all of these, let us shade smooth. Oh, I'm gonna make his back a little bit bigger. That's a bit ugly. Oh my god. I think I started too low. I'm already on 0.01. If more makes it lag. Yeah, but it shouldn't lag. It shouldn't make it worse if you set it to 0.3 or something. That should be okay. 0.03, of course. Hopefully. Are you sure you added, you didn't make a subdivision and you didn't apply it? You know, modify out here? Could that be the reason? Oh my god, I forgot his tail. Okay, let's do the snake hook thing. Snake hook. Dynamos turbo. This thing here. When you pull this, it will pull out the mesh. Let's just go to the side view. Here, and let us get his little butt. Make it smaller, and then pull it out. There we go. Oh. There we go. Let's move it up a bit. Something like that. Smooth it. Grab it. I can go in a bit here. I forgot again. I'm gonna inflate this little guy. There we go. Now he has a tail. Oh, so cute. There we go. Okay. All right, guys. I'm gonna end this with a super quick. Oh, I forgot the ears too. Oh man, that's not gonna be for today. No way we're gonna make that. Unless I'm just gonna go crazy at a what looks most like it, like a cube. Scale it, move it up. Scale on the X. Scale on the Y. Go here. Gonna rotate it. Scale on the X. I'm gonna do this. Do this. I'm just gonna super quick model it. Something like that. Yeah, now I'm just keying it. I'm technically doing some modeling now, right? Oh. Extrude this up. There we go. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. And I think that's gonna be it. Click this. Gonna move it back to where the ear should be. Something like that. And what if I then do this? Yes, sir. God, now he has some ears. That's perfect. Apply, modifier, generate, mirror. Cross from here. Ah, nice. Good. And then you can super duper quickly See, Control J. Oh, I need to apply the modifier. Control J, go into sculpt mode, remesh. So together, make sure I am in this mode. Good. Smooth it out. Smooth it out. And then I want to build some clay right here. And then I want to carve in here. Right all the way. Oh, not that much. Way up to here. Make this flat, right? Something like this. Build this out a bit more. This out a bit. Build this out, and then I'm gonna smooth the hell out of it. There we go. That looks something like an ear. And then this side probably need a tiny bit of inflate. Yes. Yeah, Jackie asked how it will work out in the game. That's a whole thing, right? Because you cannot work with this. It's way too heavy. So you have to optimize it. You have to make sure it's symmetrical. You have to do a lot of steps for it to work. We did make a game hit CADA, so it's not super complicated. You just have to know what you're doing, right? Or what your specs are, because maybe a game will tell you, okay, we need it to be max 7,000 faces, 7,000 poly counts. And then you have to figure out how to reduce it to that, right? So you just need to figure out what it is they are looking for, and then you can go from there. Yes. Okay. Just gonna quickly unwrap this guy in the cheating way. It's a physical school. The reason we're doing this YouTube channel is just for educational purposes. So we're located in Copenhagen, close to Vesterport. And yeah, we have a 9 to 3 every day. We do stuff here. Yeah, so if you want to paint it, you want to select the guy, you want to go to UV editing, and you want to click A for everything, A for all, U for unwrap, and you want to click Smart UV Project. Then you can go into texture paint, click on this guy so you can actually see something, and then you can just start painting actually. Oh, sorry, you have to add a material first. So click texture slots, the plus, base color, and let's just make it, well, what color is he? Let's make him blue. Oh. Let's make him light blue like this. Boom. Oh my god, it's already looking so much better. Then if you go up here, you can see what color you're painting with now. And it's the same, it's working the same way with, in order to paint it, you just paint. I want it to be pitch black, it is. And then I want it to just so we get that stitch vibe, right? Doesn't have to be perfect, just want it to look something like the stitch we know. And then I'm gonna click X to change to the white. Do this. There we go. Oh. And I think I'm also gonna do the blue thing. So let me just color pick this and make it a tiny bit more saturated. Change the hue a bit, some like this. More saturation. Something like that. There we go. Nice. And we can even paint the belly if we want. There we go. Awesome, guys. Oh, yeah, the UVs are super bad here. You can see it's painting it so weirdly. Just click this. It's a seam that's going there. Okay. And then in the end, I'm gonna do a pink. Gonna do this here. Oh, it's way too much. Just desaturate it a lot. There we go. And we got ourselves a stitch. And you could of course keep going, right? You can also make the mouth. Oh, yeah. It's because the UVs are not very good. I did not make them well with the smart UV project, I can see, so it's kind of painting a bit all over, which is not very good. But it's fine. We got it. Good job, guys, for making it this far. Oh, that sucks. You did an art school that went bankrupt. It's unlucky, man. Alright, guys. It's over. We're done. Oh, no. Yeah, don't worry about that. That's the UVs that are being bad. I'll just show it from this side. Okay, so take a screen dump of your character. Your stitch. Even though it's not good, throw it into YouTube channel. And, no, the Discord channel, sorry. And let me see it. I'll have to go shortly, but just share with everyone else. It's always nice. Look at each other's works. Stitch. I think this turned out okay. The details helps a lot, right? So yeah, throw it in here. Let me see what you guys made. 3D Bootcamp. Oh, Katrin. That'll 1 second. Is it different person? Cheat a bit. Ah, you cheated. I see. Oh, it looks super cute though. I love it. I love that you can see the leg muscles too. It's very thought out. Damn. Good job, man. Awesome, guys. Hope you had fun and you learned how to sculpt in Blender. That's what it's about. It's not about making a crazy good thing. It's just about learning how to do it so you can get better and hopefully make something cool with more than an hour. So yeah, this was all for I had today. Next week is gonna be the first animation bootcamp. I'm very excited for that. I love animation. I was thinking the first bootcamp is gonna be very basic with a ball, and I'm just gonna show you guys how to make a bouncing ball and make it give that cool effect and talk about how animation works. And then next time we could maybe work with like a character and make a walk cycle or something. So yeah, tune in. It's gonna be super great. Awesome. Good to see them coming. I'm gonna look at them later. Keep them coming, guys. Thank you for joining. See you guys next week. Alright. Stay safe. Have fun. And thank you.